listening to the Pillaging Podcast, proud member of the Crow's Nest Podcast Network, companion podcast to PJ4F.com, the #1 podcast in Raider Nation. Tune in every week wherever podcasts are found. Call in and leave a message to be played on air at 408-909-PJFF. This episode brought to you by One Nation Fanwear. Check them out at onenationfanwear.com. It's time to pillage another podcast. I'm your host, Kenny Stapler. It's time for a roll call.
Bobby was solid.
Yeah. We out here, y'all. What's good, boys? What's good?
Nothing much, man.
It's another week in paradise, bro. That's all.
That's it.
Hey, we still got football. That's all I'm happy about. Hey, it could have easily been like a whole Major League Baseball situation, but we got foosball, so I'm happy.
Hey, foosball is here to stay.
Oh, yeah.
Aside from a couple of Kansas City Chiefs fans coming down with COVID after the game, I don't know if you guys read that, but hey, that's what you get for showing up to a football game in the middle of a pandemic.
Yeah. I'm sure they went and marched. I'm sure they went and immediately afterwards and marched in Target without their masks on. And they're like, yeah, herd, be part of the herd.
So,
Get the fuck out of here.
In case you guys are on YouTube and you're wondering what the hell, Pillaging Podcast on a Thursday night, or you're tuning in, it's Friday morning, and you're like, it's just new episode on our app. Yes, it's bonus content, guys. We're going to try to do some keys to the game shows throughout the season for you when we can, and we're going to get those in, later in the week, so you have a little something to listen to pre-game. So if you want to, you can save this for Sunday morning, or in our case this week coming up, Monday evening. We will be going live after the game on Monday, so there's no specific start time, but we're going to try to get together as soon as we can in studio right after the game. We are doing this remotely right now because it's a school night, and this is kind of off the cuff for us. But basically what we're going to do, we're going to give you some keys to victory. We're going to give you some key matchups, and we're going to give you the latest news on the injury report. And then we're going to get out of here. We're not going to do any news or anything like that. We may or may not have callers. The goal right here is try to keep this underneath an hour and give you some quick content to digest to get you through the weekend and ready for game day, ready for prime time. Let's set the table a little bit. I know Che is sitting on a frosty cold one, but before that, a big shout out to our sponsor over here, onnationfanwear.com, who's been putting in a lot of work. If you haven't gone to the website yet, you really should. They got some nice stuff. New on the site is we got this new Pillaging Heather Gray tee with the champion style logo on it. This is going to be great for working out in the yard, working on the car, wrenching on that automobile, spilling beer all over yourself. This is that work shirt, man. This is that get that work, that sweat, pit stain, Heather Gray, get it in shirt right here. This is for mowing the lawn. This is for doing all that stuff, for sitting in the driveway and watering the concrete.
It's also for getting it in.
It's also for getting it in, because when you're skinny, you get your flirt on. When you're fat, you make love with your shirt on. You know what I'm saying?
Beer stains and all.
And then also it's almost hoodie season, so make sure you go get your official champion Pillaging branded hoodie with the Heather Gray fleece interior. I'm a big fan of Champion. I've been rocking Champion for a long time. Used to work for Champion, and this stuff lasts forever. I can attest to that. So make sure you go on over to onenationfanwear.com. Also, right now, limited edition, all white, icy frosty Pillaging hat that Bobby's wearing right now on the live feed. So if you're not tuned in, you're missing out on that. But all this gear is super quality. I've been rocking this Pillaging hat, my proudly hated hat. Everything stands up, very comfortable. Everything fits really nice. The shirt's butter soft. I'm wearing the Raiders 3 trophy shirt right now. You're going to love it, guys. Just get on over there and grab yourself something real fly. The season has started. You can't afford a jersey, but you can buy a t-shirt.
Wait. And I think Che is actually wearing a shirt that I believe is making its comeback. I believe I heard Johnny mention something about that. I'm not sure.
Yep.
But I heard him talking about that, and I was like, yo, if it is, people hitting up about that. So you go check in on that. Get signed up to the newsletter too. He's always dropping, like little promo codes and whatnot.
Yeah, it's definitely worth it. Definitely worth it. And again, because there's a lot of limited stuff, you don't want to miss out. And this, like I said, the gear's quality. Unlike Randy Moss, it's not going to quit on you. It's just going to keep going. It's just going to keep going. You know what I mean? Anyways, I don't have any fancy sound drops or anything for tonight's show. We're just going to go into it raw. The Zoom stuff has really prepped us for this, so we feel like we can bounce back and forth. We're going to do some studio shows, and we're going to do some Zoom stuff maybe during the week. Try to keep get some more content out to you guys as much as we can. Understand, we're regular folks like y'all. We got day jobs, we got families, we got all that stuff, but we're trying to bring as much as we can to you guys, because the Pillager's been holding us down for a long time. So we're just doing our job over here. Are you guys ready to get into this, man?
Let's do it.
All right. So I just want to ask you guys, make sure you leave your mics off mute if you can, so we can be quick and snappy with the responses. I'm tired. I spent all day on Zoom, and I spent all day telling people, you're muted. You're muted. Hey, Eric, you're muted. So I don't want to do that anymore.
See, I'm just gonna.
I feel you.
See, I'm just gonna start moving my lips, and you'll be like, "Bobby, you're muted."
Bobby just stays muted because he's got the pedals jumping off over there. He's got the farts blasting out. But it's okay. We want to hear that too. Bonus content.
Hey, that's what that chorizo does, bro.
The chorizo.
I can attest to that.
So who wants to kick this off, man? We're gonna do let's do key matchups first. Oh yeah. Bro, my bad.
I'm going to kick us off, bro. What kind of question is that?
Kick us off, man. What are you sipping on?
Here we go. Chelas, conche. Hey, man. There always has to be a chela. We can't start a show without a chela. And there's the crack. Got a little bit on the keyboard. It's all right. This is a work computer. Shout out.
The keyboard's putting in work right there.
This is a modern times hazy IPA.
It's pretty good, man.
Yeah, boy. Nice. Look at that.
Wow.
Can't see me.
That's
you
beautiful.
Can't see me. This is the Tycho. Okay, this is the Tycho hazy IPA. This bad boy is coming in at a 6.8 ABV. And let's see. This is the second one I've had, because I also had one throwing disc with Kenny.
There you go.
Oh yeah. Just refresh my memory. It's there. It's got some bitterness. It's got a lot more bitterness than most hazies, which I like. I don't mind, because I'm a big fan of IPAs, and I like the bitter notes that IPAs have. But it's got that juiciness too. So the hazies have more of like a citrusy juiciness. I would say this is like more grapefruit. It has like more of that grapefruit citrus with that bitterness on the end. Actually, it's through the whole beer. It's through the whole beer. I'm digging it, man. I mean, Modern Times hasn't done us wrong, man. Modern Times has held us down. They make some good beers over at Modern Times, so shout out to them. Interesting little can design. I like that. I thought it was very, very artistic, very eye catching. So I was like, hey, that looks like something I haven't had before, and I was right.
Yeah, Modern Times always with the nice cans. And Modern Times has some nice cans. I'll just leave that right there. And their beer is always really big on flavor, always really bright, always really fruity, always really crisp and fresh. Modern Times, shout out, Modern Times. Shout out.
Yeah, this is another one, man. Definitely. Cool. Bright and fruity, bitter notes, man.
And reset the name on that. Which one was that again?
It's Tycho.
All right.
Right in there, that Tycho.
Oh, okay. I thought it meant like Tycho, like the toys or something. I was like, that's cool, man. I'm like, they finally gave up on toys and grew up, dude. Grew a pair.
Like all the kids that used to play with our toys are drinking beers now. We got to start making beers.
Real quick before we get started too, in the chat, or if you're listening to the playback on this, hit us up on social media. Let us know what you think of that intro music. I've been kind of sitting on it for a while. I produced that, I think, back in like February. Let us know what you think about that. I don't know. Kind of a reinterpretation of Hell's Bells and Back in Black kind of mashed up together there. So let us know what you think. We're going to keep the OG music, but hey, this is bonus content. We're doing something a little different for you guys. Let's start off. Should we start off with the injury report? Should we set the table with that and then kind of work backwards from there? Does that make sense to you guys? All right, cool. So let's do that. So the last time we gave you injury report was just past the game, so we had very little information on that. This injury report comes to you fresh off the presses today. Of course, we have a few more days till game day, so things could change. But not practicing today was Trent Brown, Rodney Hudson, which was not injury related. Richie Incognito with kind of a weird designation here. It's a Achilles / not injury related. So I think Richie always nursing the Achilles, but the reason why he was out was probably just a vet's day for him. Josh Jacobs, full participation. Arden Key, full participation. Nick Kwiatkowski, pectoral out, did not participate. So we got the news there that the pectoral, not as serious, not a tear, but I'd be very surprised to see him going on Monday night. I expect Nick to at least miss this week, possibly next week, hopefully back by next week. Have you guys heard anything else around that? Any kind of timetable? I haven't really heard anything more. No,
nothing else.
No, that's pretty much all I've heard as well.
All right. Yeah. And then, of course, Henry Ruggs III with his knee did not participate, but he seems expected to go. This might be a bubble wrap situation, just trying to not work it too much and save him till Monday. What were your guys' thoughts seeing him not practice? Did he practice at all this week that you know of?
I haven't heard nothing about him actually practicing or not, but the way I see it, we have to be careful, especially seeing how we didn't have no preseason games. You saw around the NFL how many injuries there were all across the whole NFL. And there was some that were just, minor, that they'll be okay to just, season-ending injuries. Mm-hmm. And so, I mean, why risk it right now? Same thing why they got some of the vets sitting. I remember not last year, but the year before when we had Marshawn Lynch just sitting down, basically not really participating, or he'd be super limited to a lot of the practices, and it was just because they didn't want to put that much extra stress on him. So, yeah, if anything, I see nothing to worry about. It's just trying to be extra careful and making sure that he's able to bounce back, which he will be, and it's just super precautions. That's all it is.
Yeah, he said he's feeling fine. He said it wasn't as bad as it looked or anything like that. But like we were saying, on Sunday, when it comes to leg injuries, ankle injuries, they all feel bad for the first 20 minutes. You got to really take it easy and see, after the swelling and everything clears up, what it looks like. But it looks like no tissue damage or anything like that. So yeah, Ruggs maybe limited on Saturday. Hopefully he's a full go for Monday. We're going to need him in the arsenal. Jason Witten did not participate, not injury related. Again, you're seeing the trend. The vets had the day off today. Monday Night Football gives them a little bit of a breathing room. These guys should all be ready to go. And of course, last but not least, Sam Young, the backup right tackle with a groin injury, did not participate. Those groin injuries have a habit of lingering. And if anybody's ever played sports, had a groin injury, that's the center of everything. Pretty much any movement you do, upper body, lower body, that groin is in the mix. That's going to hurt. That's going to plague him for a while. So unfortunately, Sam Young not going to be able to go. It's going to be on Brandon Parker or Denzel Good. Hopefully, Denzel Good doing pretty good in spot duty there on Sunday, right, Che?
Yeah, man. I mean, like we said, your boy Derek Carr made mention of that he basically you couldn't tell you how many snaps Good had played at right tackle in practice, right? In zero experience of it. He just was thrown to the wolves, held his own. We know we gave up 0 sacks, so when you can keep your quarterback clean, you can keep him from getting hit, then you're doing a good job, man. So that to me makes me feel more confident in Denzel Good than going and putting Brandon Parker out there just because he's the right tackle. I'm not a fan. Mm-hmm. Brandon Parker. I'm not a fan. You haven't shown anything to us to make us feel confident in you and feel like, oh yeah, put Brandon Parker out there. He'll take care of the job. Denzel Good came in last season, filled in the interior of the offensive line when he was needed, and he performed that then too. So go with the hot hand. Go with the dude that's produced for you. Don't take your chance just because he doesn't have the label of right tackle. That doesn't make no sense to me. Play your best backup offensive lineman and get out of there as best you can.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let's move on to the Saints injury report. Very small compared to ours. The most notable one, obviously, being Michael Thomas. They're saying that injury is a lot more serious than they realized. He's probably going to miss a few weeks. Manuel Sanders sat out, non-injury related. And then defensive end Marcus Davenport with an elbow injury did not participate. Everything else looks pretty normal over there for the Saints. So that's your Thursday night injury report. Things will probably change as we move through the weekend. I think Friday is the final one. And just pray for the best. Hopefully we get those guys back. In my opinion, Trent Brown needs to get out there. Same problems he had last year. As a guy that's been up and down with my weight, I have a lot of lower back, lower body issues when I'm way overweight. I know we like the fact that Trent Brown's big and nasty, but I think he can afford to lose maybe about 30 pounds and get that calf some relief. I think that's the remedy because this ain't going to go away. Real quick before we move on, shout out to Damage Incorporated. Thank you for the donation. Very generous. Appreciate that. Always donating. Always keeping these rum barrels full. But that's your Thursday night injury report. All right. So let's move forward. Let's do some key matchups, and then we'll funnel that down into the overall keys to victory. So, Bobby, why don't you start us off, man? You got something to say about this defensive line. Let's go.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah. Basically, the defensive line has to step it up, period. That's it. I was looking up at some of the stats, and honestly, I was like, I thought I was looking up, what was it, like the Matrix? Because all I kept seeing was like zeros and ones, and I was like, where's a couple extra, twos or a three or something? And there really wasn't a lot, man. And it was pretty sad and disappointing. The only sack of the day was basically a shared sack between Mo Hurst and Carl Nassib. And, that was cool because, Mo Hurst got in there. And thank you guys for the shout out to my boy, Mo Hurst. That's right. I heard that. So thank you guys. I was, over there shouting it out, in between the happy birthday song, scared my sister a little bit, but it was cool. It's fine. But you know what? And the other thing too, like I said, I saw was minimal QB pressure. And that's the one thing that we have to make sure that, we bring this week is that we got to bring that pressure to your man Breezy, man, because in reality, we're going up against one hell of an O-line right now. And if Drew Brees gets time to, be Drew Brees, it's not going to be a good time for our secondary, man, because also looking at those stats, shout out pff.com, thank you, was that our secondary was doing all the work. And I was like, man, our line has to step it up that much more. I understand, like I said, that we're going up against an O-line that's basically like top 3 offensive line of the NFL, but we still have to, not pussyfoot around that stuff, man. We had to, go in there. And in reality, all this preseason and training camp chirping and all that was going in, it's time to actually cash it in, Arden Key. Nope. That's right.
Oh,
I'm calling you a fucking training camp superhero. Seriously, everybody was out here, like saying like, yeah, Arden Key's going to bring it and blah, blah, blah. It's what was it? It's Alden Key again. That's going to happen. And I was like, dude, people just relax. Okay. I was like, it's nice. I remember seeing him in the backfield, but I didn't see him doing anything. And once again, I didn't see him doing much again this last week against Carolina. Like I said, I understand it's kind of like a preseason game, but it's not preseason, man. This is for keeps right here, dude. And that's the one thing. It's like, this was one of the guys that was talking the most crap. And it's like, dude, just get out there, man. And it's not just like, it's not just on Arden Key. I'm not saying that, oh my God, he's the one who's going to be the key, no pun intended, to the whole, the key of the game and everything. But it's like, we have to make sure that everybody steps up and actually disrupts that rhythm that Breeze is just so used to having, man, because, we all know that, yeah, he ain't no spring chicken or nothing like that, but given enough time, he can make things happen, man. And that's the one thing I was actually paying attention to last week was, besides our game, was also figuring out what was going on with Tampa Bay and with Breeze, seeing the old timers going at it, man. And it was crazy, man. I was expecting seeing, a couple AARP, again, diplomas flying around there, but nothing like that happened, you know. But it's just that, man. You know, get in the backfield, disrupt Breeze, D-line, make it happen.
Hey, Drew Brees got that Sizzler discount though. Yeah, he's got that.
Hey, now he goes to Coco's, bro.
He's got that. He's got that early bird special. He's got that. Hey, seniors got that discount at Sizzler. Don't forget. Here's a hot take, and I feel like I've said this once before already, but is Arden Key the new Bruce Irvin?
Oh,
no, I have not heard that.
Man,
I don't know. A lot of talk.
For his sake, I hope not.
Very little action.
Where's the action, bruh?
Where's the action at?
It's about action over here.
Che,
Missy Kane, so I had to get a little clapping right there.
I noticed I've been clapping a lot more ever since I shut that down. I need to fucking cut it out.
You gotta start doing that, bro, at all your meetings, bro.
Che,
this is why we got.
Che, why don't you get in here really quick? Why don't you give us one of your key matchups for Monday night's game?
Well, real quick before we move on, you Bobby pointed out Alden Key, right? Shout out to Alden Smith, man, on the comeback. You know what? He didn't quite pan out. He had all the issues, and they forced him out. The NFL, come on, man. Like, honestly, NFL, the day and age that we live in, for you to suspend a dude for smoking a blunt or smoking weed is just kind of, for that long, to keep him blackballed like that, that's kind of ridiculous. But he's back in the league, had himself a hell of a first week in Dallas. He's already looking like their best defender. I don't know if that's saying much or not, because they're missing a whole lot of people over there. But he balled out. I think he had something like 6 tackles, 5 assisted, and a sack. So, hey, man, Alden Smith looks like he's going to do some things. So shout out, man, former Raider. And I don't think he ever did anything wrong for us to hate on him. So shout out to him.
Yeah, that's a nice little stat line right there. That's a nice little tidy little stat line for Smith.
Hey,
good on him.
Yeah. First game as a. I mean, I think he's listed as a linebacker, defensive end. You know, that's pretty good, man. 6 solos, 5 assisted, and a sack. And I think he had a forced fumble too.
Damn. Okay.
Something like that. Yeah.
Look out.
So he's back, man. He's back.
So who you looking at through the bottom of that beer glass this weekend? Who you going to be keying on, bro?
I mean, as far as my key matchups go, we're doing key matchups. We reverse the order.
Yeah.
Okay. Key matchups. I would say this, man. The key matchup to me is actually our tight end, and I see that somebody else. I think you're talking about New Orleans' tight end. Our tight end, okay, with Ruggs out, and we know that the Saints have a great defense, man. This team is no joke. There's a reason why they've been on the cusp of going to the Super Bowl for the last 3-4 seasons, and that's because they are a complete team, okay? As Drew Brees has lost a step and he's fallen off, he's starting to get old, and he's not doing what he used to do, they're still competing. Why? Because they have a complete team. They play on both sides of the ball. Mm-hmm. That defense is stout. They get after it. They got good QB rushers over there in Cam Jordan, and they have just overall just good players at each level, right? Their linebackers do their job, their DBs do their job. They get the ball, they cause turnovers. So for me, Waller is major for us because he's gonna be the guy that kind of bails out Derek Carr, right? He's the bailout man. Where we have if Ruggs is out there and he's able to go and he's able to perform to his best abilities, he's gonna spread the field. So what's gonna be left open? We hope that Waller's gonna catch a matchup with a linebacker that he can beat on a one-on-one. We hope that he can get a one-on-one matchup with a small DB, right? And for me, that's the key to beating the Saints, is to take advantage of that space in the middle, or take advantage of mismatches with Waller. We know he has the height. We know he can run like a wide receiver. He had himself a decent game last week, but I don't think we've seen the best of him. So I really, in order for us to be in this game and for us to win this game, mm-hmm. Waller has to have a big game for us. Mm-hmm. Obviously, we know Josh Jacobs has to have a hell of a game too, because he is our offense. He's the main guy, but that's too easy, right? It's obvious we need Jacobs to perform and do what he did last week. If he could do something like what he did last week, we're going to be in good hands. We're going to be in the game. But if Waller can have himself a game to go along with that, that will be what pushes us over the hump and possibly gets us that W, man. And, you know, nothing's out of the possibility. With none of us except for Bob Hope over here predicted that the Raiders would beat New Orleans, right? We all said this was going to be an L, but Bob Hope over here is hope. And you know what? I love Bob's positivity, man. You know, I'm all about the positivity.
Hey, dude, I'm gonna jump over Lake Merritt on that fucking little golf cart, bro. I'm gonna do it, man. Okay? It's gonna happen this Sunday. Tune in.
You heard it. You heard it here.
Just to kind of piggyback on what Shay was saying about Waller, something I'd like to see this week, which we've seen in the past, this wouldn't be brand new. I had the opportunity going on the Believe Sports Network this afternoon with Dennis Ackerman. So if you follow that, make sure you check it out. I'll be tweeting the link out probably tomorrow. But he had a really cool, I won't say it's cool, it's kind of a daunting stat line. For 44 games in the row, the Saints have not allowed 100 yards rushing. And I feel like the key to maybe getting Josh Jacobs a little bit of room against that defensive line of the Saints, which is, again, overlooked because of this high-octane offense, get Waller out in space. Bust him out into the slot. Move him out. Move that linebacker out there. You know Bryan Edwards can block. Let's spread this offense out and see what Josh Jacobs can do in that kind of a formation. So, I don't know, just a thought. I'm just throwing it out there. It'd be kind of fun to see that, you know.
Absolutely. I mean, that goes with what I'm saying, right? I'm not against that at all.
Mm-hmm.
However you get the ball or however you create havoc using Waller, whatever gives you the best opportunity to open up the field and open up your offense, that's what you got to do. If it means you spread them out, you put them out. We've seen them use Waller every which way. So there's no reason why they should stop doing that this week, right?
Yeah.
They've put him outside as a far outside wideout. Match him up against a DB that's undersized and just throw that ball up in the air. You put him, you shift him out and put him as a slot receiver.
Mm-hmm.
Let him run a little cross route or a post route. All those things are options. Every single one of those is an option. The bottom line is get the ball in his hands, let him do some damage, and that will open up things for Jacobs as well, right? And you know what? Get the ball in his hands in the pass game too. Mm-hmm. There's no reason why Josh Jacobs shouldn't be involved in this passing game. As a matter of fact, I saw a mention. Somebody was reporting on it, but he was talking about how he actually was taking some tips from Hunter Renfrow on his route running, that he could find a way to gain space on the inside and get more involved in the pass game, so he could be more of a weapon. Not just as a runner, but also as a receiver.
Mm-hmm.
And I appreciate that, Josh Jacobs. You're always looking to improve yourself. This is the reason why we got this guy, man. That's the reason why this guy's on this team.
Yeah.
This guy's not happy just being who he is. He wants to be better. He wants to be the best. He wants to be mentioned with the greats. And I love that, man. This guy's going to be he's special. We already know he's special.
Yeah.
That's that old school Raider mentality, man. Remember how they used to basically stay there an extra hour or two after practice. Lunchtime would come around and they would still be out there playing another half hour before they'd actually go take lunch, man.
Yeah.
So I like seeing that, man. It's that culture that needs to be instilled again, man. It's awesome.
So while
we used to do that too, man. We have our sloppy Joe in one hand, running routes in the other, catching the ball in the other. It was the good old days, man. That's some Mexican shit right there. You got your burrito right here that your mom made you. Because she said you couldn't go out and play with your friends unless you ate. You guys take it with you.
Hey.
You had it right here.
You ate and you balled, dog.
You balled out, dog.
So while Che was focusing on the the Raiders, Darren Waller, Raiders tight end, I'm going to flip the script, and I think one of the key matchups is going to be New Orleans Saints tight end Jared Cook, former Raider tight end. With Michael Thomas out, the Saints still have plenty of weapons at their disposal, but the safety net last week, the safety blanket for Drew Brees was Jared Cook. He had had a good share of looks over there while they were playing Tampa Bay. So I'm looking at this linebacking core, this young linebacking core, Nicholas Morrow, who we kind of called out on Sunday. We talked about him, the pros and the cons, and how his cons really aren't matching up to the pros yet. I mean, we talk about what he's good at, but we need to see him excel at that. So not only the linebacking core, but also the secondary. Jonathan Abram did an excellent job last week keeping the game in front of him and netting 13 tackles. So if Jared Cook is going to be a safety net again this week, hey, Jared's going to catch the balls. He's going to do what he does. We've seen him do it here when he was in Oakland. But make him earn it. Make him pay for it. Make him think twice coming over the middle. Let's bring that Raider old school mentality back. My eyes are going to be in the linebacking core and Jonathan Abram matching up against Jared Cook this Monday night. With all the weapons that they have at their disposal, don't let Jared Cook beat us. He's going to be looking to come to town and show his former teammates what he's got. I don't think there's any bad blood there, but it's a competition, y'all. And he's got a chip on his shoulder on Monday night, if Monday night only. So shut that down. Take Jared Cook away. And that's one less vertical threat you got to worry about over there. And Trayvon Mullen versus Emmanuel Sanders, obviously on the other side. So those are my key matchups for the game. But let's get into some keys to victory, some kind of overall general strategical keys to victory. So let's mix it up. Che, why don't you lead us off? I'll go second, and Bobby, you can close us out.
Yeah, man. So I mean, this is I think goes without question, establishing the run. We got to get our workhorse being productive early and often, and win that time of possession, man. The time of possession game is important, right? I know that a lot of people are like, oh, well, some people could just bomb it. They score a touchdown in 5 seconds, and they win the game because they just put up more points. Well, the Raiders are not that team yet. Okay, we're not the team that just stacks points in a matter of seconds. Okay, so time of possession is very important because the time of possession means that you are controlling the ball and you are keeping that man Drew Brees, even though he's old, even though he's got his little baston over there while he's walking along the sidelines, you're keeping him on the sidelines. Okay. This guy is dangerous, man. Like, just because he had a shitty game against Tampa Bay doesn't mean he's going to come out and repeat the same thing against us. And as a matter of fact, we know, because we've seen that man come in and destroy us in our own home. I was there. That hurt my soul. Okay, I almost chucked a Saints fan off the top of the stadium, bro, because he was just too loud. He was too proud. And he was talking too much ish, bro. I was threw him over the edge. My cousins had to stop me. Shout out to my cousins for keeping me out of jail. But listen, I've seen that man just cut us up, man. And that's what he will do. He will come on the field and he will dissect this defense. He knows one thing. He may not have the arm strength that he used to. He may not have the athleticism, but he does have the mind. He can see the field and he can break down a defense. And this is a young and inexperienced defense. Okay. So the last thing you want is to put this man with all this time on his hands, with all this experience out there against a young, youthful, inexperienced defense. That's the last thing you want. The more shots he has at that defense, the more success he's going to have. Right. So keep him on the sidelines. Let him get cold. Let his fucking joints start aching. So his coaches have to come and rub him down with icy hot and whatever else they got to do to keep him warm. Okay, we want him chilling. Keep that dude chilling. Keep him over there on the sidelines, okay? As far as our defensive line, goes, I think our defensive line needs to have an impact this week. Last week, we didn't really get after the quarterback, and that was okay because I think the key was keeping Christian McCaffrey under wraps.
Right.
Okay? Now, New Orleans has a similar running back. They have a very similar running back in Alvin Kamara, and you should expect that dude's going to have a lot more targets with Michael Thomas out, right? You should see he should be seeing some benefit of those extra targets, right? At least I would say anywhere from a third of those targets that Michael Thomas would get to, maybe even 75% of those targets. We know he can catch the ball. We know he can run it out the backfield. Okay, so you're going to have a similar guy, but I don't think he has that kind of as much of an impact as McCaffrey, just in terms of the fact that he's not the entire offense. Okay, so that being said, get after the quarterback. Okay, Drew Brees, old man. Yes, he's had plenty of running and all that kind of stuff in the past, but I don't think he's trying to do that anymore. I don't think he wants to scramble. I don't think he wants to be outside the tackles. He don't want to do that shit no more. That's not fun. You go out there, you get hit, you blow out a knee. At my age, I might blow out a knee just jogging down the track. So I know Drew Brees is gonna tear something or pull a hammy, bro. He's gonna pull a hammy, a nalga, and he's just gonna be like, ow, like I don't like that. I don't want to run around anymore, coach.
Hold on really quick right there, because I'm hearing a lot of talk. I'm seeing in the chat, Drew Brees is washed. He looked that great. So week one, Tampa. I'm not saying that you're saying that, Che, but this is week one.
I know you're not.
This is week one. Last week one in the NFL. No training camp. The Saints playing in hot Tampa Bay, typically not a great outdoor team, but Drew Brees on primetime television is a completely different specimen. This dude is looking to silence the critics. He's going to be playing in an air-conditioned dome. I mean, everything is going to – the table is set for Drew Brees to show up and do what Drew Brees does best. And, they said the same thing about Brees the last time he took the field. He doesn't like to get outside the tackles. This guy will still pick up a first down on you when you're not looking with his feet. So everything that you
said, do whatever he has to do to win. Bro.
Yeah, everything you said is true. But at the end of the day, still Drew Breesy. And that's scary, So,
Absolutely.
And like you said, Kenny, he's basically going into environment that he's used to. He's used to playing inside. He's used to playing under those lights. He's used to playing under that pressure. He's used to especially excelling when it comes to those Monday night games and all that, dude. Those big name games and all that, dude. And it really is all about that, dude. We have to make sure that we apply that much pressure from him. And in reality, it has to be, what I've been saying a lot is that salt and pepper. That Clee and Max, man, they have to step it up, dude. And like I said, I understand that we're going up against an offensive line that's no joke. The offensive tackles, they're right up there, dude. They got one hell of a pedigree. One of them went to 2 straight Pro Bowls. What was it? Teron Armstead. The other guy, Ryan Ramczyk. He was first team All Pro last year for allowing 0 sacks. So it's we're not going up against.
I know somebody who's done that. I know somebody who's done that too.
Exactly,
and he's in the center of our offense. He's only the leader of our offensive line. He's only done it for fucking 3 years now,
right?
And for some reason he's not all pro, but NFL voters, fuck you guys.
And by the way, Bobby, I'm gonna let you continue, but Mad Max, known as Dos Equis on this podcast, I saw that Twitter went with it. They now got the Dos Equis Mad Max graphic. DC4LCustomTees.com is selling it. You're welcome. That's all I'm going to say is you're welcome. Go cop that tee. It looks real nice.
Hey.
I saw Shorty with that on his little logo, dude. That's the first time I seen it. I was like, yo.
Hey.
I think Shorty designed it, to be honest.
Dan. Hey, Dan, maybe we should get some free shirts over here, Dan. Just saying.
Right?
Just saying. We got some great ideas over here, bro.
All right, Bobby, get after it.
Hey, you know
man.
what? One more thing, just before we move on, I just want to say this. I was talking about Kamara being a benefactor of those extra targets. That means you got to put some man boob all up on him. Everybody got to hit that dude early, often. Limit the chance of him having big plays later on in the game. Tire him out, wear him down. That goes for a lot of these offensive players on New Orleans' side, right? You want to be physical with them early. We've been trying to recreate the bullies of old, right? The old school Raiders, the 70s, those guys. That mentality was beat motherfuckers up so they don't want to play you anymore in the fourth quarter. Like, I just want to go home. Please just leave me alone. Well, that's what we need now. We need a little bit of that on this defense. And I think Abram is trying to be that. He's trying to bring that, right? He's trying to lay that wood on people. We need to see more of that, and we want to see these guys fading in the fourth quarter. We don't want to see them all, energetic and pumped up because they can take a win from us. Even though we expect them they're the better team. We expect them to have a better chance of winning this game. But hey, man, if you do the right things, there's no reason why you shouldn't have an opportunity to pull this one out, Raiders. And I think that's not out of the realm of possibility. Bob Hope.
Honestly, it just goes back to that Dos Equis right there, bro. It's as long as they create that pressure, and it's funny because we're over here talking about how Drew Brees wants to silence everybody, that he could still make it happen and blah blah blah. I think, in my opinion, honestly, I think Cleveland is tired of all that. Oh, you were supposed to be number 4 and you're not playing like it and blah blah blah. I honestly think that this is the night that he makes it happen, because all eyes are on him. Everyone, that's the only game happening on that evening, and everyone's going to be paying attention. And honestly, Drew Brees, like I said, he is a little bit older, but it is the beginning of the season. He might want to, move a little bit more and this and that. But, once Clee or Dos Equis lay that wood on him, dude, it's that's it right there. But they got to step it up for sure, because the last game against Carolina, I believe they combined for 5 tackles, and I believe it was like 1 pass defended. And, going up against Drew Brees, that's just honestly not going to cut it, man. They have to create that much more pressure so they can collapse that whole pocket and just have him, basically, force him to think on his feet. If you start doing that, it's going to disrupt the whole thing. And then he will start relying more on Jared Cook, which will be lined up and, zoning in and whatnot. But it's all up to that. It's all up to that salt and pepper, man. Honestly, you guys want to say that you guys are the Raiders of old? Make it happen right there, y'all.
Yeah,
I want to say this about our boy Cleveland. He was the highest rated defensive lineman last week for our team. He was shifted in and out, right? He played a lot of out on the outside, inside. They moved him around. He was the highest rated defensive lineman on our team, despite the fact that we didn't see the stats. He was the highest rated defensive lineman on our squad. So keep that in mind, because he affects the game in a lot of ways.
Nice. I like that.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
As I've said, it's not just one person. Remember, it takes a village, man. And in our case, it takes a pillage. So let's make it happen. I had to get that in there. I'm sorry.
So I'm going to give you my keys to victory here. It's going to seem a little bit obvious. We talk a lot about the Saints offense. It's really about wearing out their defense. Wearing out their defense means us staying on the field and keeping that offense off the field. The best way to stop an offense is keep them on the sideline, which Shea, he referred to. So keep the pressure off of Derek Carr, which they did a great job last week. Last year, the Saints averaged 3 sacks per game. They were ranked 4th overall in sacks per game in the entire NFL. Coming into week 1 this year, they look to keep that trend alive. 3 sacks on Tom Brady and the Buccaneers. So they haven't fallen off at all in that department as far as we've seen so far earlier in this season. With pass protection coming at a premium in Las Vegas, with Trent Brown down, Sam Young down, now with Denzel Good getting the call, that's going to be a key, is keeping those defensive ends at bay. What's the best way to do that? Pound the rock. Give it to Josh Jacobs. Now, here's the bad news. Like I said earlier, 44 games in a row where the Saints have allowed less than 100 yards rushing. They're averaging about 93 yards. If Josh Jacobs can get to at least 100 with another 30 coming out of the backfield in passing, in receptions, I think that's a major key to the victory right here. Look at what this defense did to the Buccaneers last week. 2 interceptions and 1 forced fumble. That's going to be big. I mean, they put 34 points on the board, short field. It's the same way that we were winning in 2016, guys. Turnovers. Get the ball. So I'd like to see the Raiders get their first turnover this week, and I'd like to see a nice mix of the run game and the short passing game. This is going to be a classic John Gruden game. Protect the ball, don't turn it over, and keep them off the field. Win the time of possession battle. We had it last week. We edged them by 5 minutes, and it still wasn't enough. It came down close to the end. So that's what I want to see is more ball control offense and just keep Drew Brees off the field. Wear that defense out. Wear them out. Ruggs should be back in the mix. So, again, short passing game to Ruggs, Waller, Josh Jacobs in the mix, and I'm going to keep saying it until it actually happens. Bryan Edwards is going to get his first touchdown of his career this Monday night.
Hey.
This is the game. So those are our keys to victory. Those are our key matchups. We gave you the injury report. We'll do a quick roundabout right now and give you our score predictions. Bobby, you're up first. What's your score prediction for this game?
You guys are really going to do this on Bob Hope now, right?
Yeah.
Dan, make that shirt happen, Dan. Let's see. All right. Damn, I wasn't even ready for this. But you know what? I'm actually make it a high-flying score. It's going to be 35-31.
Do you want to give us a winner?
I already said it, bro. We're gonna win.
We're gonna win. All right, we're winning.
Yeah, dude.
That's right. That was in your prediction. You're the only one with the W right there. I like that. I like that energy.
I can't go back on it, bro. Because dude, Shorty will find me, bro. Trust me, dude. He found me. He found me with a ski mask on. He can find me, bro. That guy's like a ninja, bro.
Really quick, yeah. just to rebuttal here. There's a G Physio 3 in the chat saying, try to score at will. I like that energy too, man. But when you got pass rush that the Saints have, you got to keep them honest, man. You got to keep them honest. I'm not saying don't go over the top. I'm not saying don't use misdirections. Try to get those gadget plays in there. We had the flea flicker last week. I want to see more of that. But in order to do that, you got to reel that defense in. You got to be Rick James on that, man. You got to get him in there. You got to suck him in. You got to draw him in. They're expecting Josh Jacobs to pound the rock. Let Josh Jacobs pound the rock. He'll run right through you. So let's see some of that. Che, what's your score prediction?
I just want to add to that. I just want to say, if you see us abandon the run, we're in trouble.
Yep.
Okay. If we abandon the run late in the game, it's because we're in trouble. So you don't want to see that. You want to see balance. You want to see us running the rock all the way until late in the fourth quarter. Okay. Time of possession is the key to winning this game, bro. We got to make sure that Drew Brees has the least amount of opportunities to hurt us. And that offense has the least amount of opportunities to hurt us. And that's the way you do that. You keep the rock in your hands. You pound it. You run behind all that man meat. Get them man boobs all up on people. All up on them. And then you're going to be in good hands, bro, because we saw – I don't know if you guys have been – I know we all three of us follow Brian Baldinger, right? And he's always making the best cut-ups of Raiders, players. And he was highlighting the three inside men, bro, okay? Incognito, Hudson, and Gabe Jackson. And that shit is a thing of beauty when you see them get after it. And you just see Gabe pancaking motherfuckers, and you see Incognito and Hudson double teaming and then fucking washing out the linebacker with it, and just Jacobs just running up the middle untouched, just just cruising into the end zone. That's the kind of shit you want to be seeing this week. If we're doing that, we very well might just come out with this game. But if we're doing that consistently, there's no reason why we shouldn't win this game. Okay. But I don't expect New Orleans to give it to us like that. They're not going to make it that easy.
They wrote a book about the Raiders' offensive line. It's called A History of Violence.
Hey.
And you should read it cover to cover.
Read it cover to cover, bro. I'm going to give my score prediction. My score prediction is, and I'm bouncing back and forth with this, but I'm going to say this is a close one. And New Orleans edges us out by a field goal. Okay, 28-31.
Okay, all right.
That's it. That's my.
I'm really close to you, Che. I think the Raiders stay in this one. They got a lot to play for. It's opening night at Allegiant Stadium. Unfortunately, kind of a soft opening, right? No fans there. They're going to want to show out. They're proud of their new hometown out there. It's going to be prime time. They're looking to put on some entertainment. That's all I'm asking for is keep this game close. If the Raiders lose this game, it doesn't keep us out of the playoffs. But let's be real. The New Orleans Saints, they're a Super Bowl contender. I don't see us winning this game. I'm going to stay true to my prediction. I'm feeling really juiced up right now. I want to say we're going to win. Heard all these keys of the game. Bobby's got me all pumped up. I want to believe him, but I got to stay true to my.
That's why I said it for us, man. See, I'll be that guy, so that way you guys don't have to bleed on the air, bro.
Bob Hope, he's my spirit animal. But my prediction very very close to Chase, but I think that the Raiders come up a little bit short. They make a late run at this, but it's just too late. 35-28. New Orleans Saints win this one on Monday Night Football, but you get a great game out of it. This team's going to have a lot of experience. They're going to come out of here having faced potentially a future Hall of Fame quarterback and a great defense. And again, a Super Bowl contender. I think they come away with this with an L, but something they could be proud of that they were in the game and didn't get blown out. Just don't get blown out. Let's have a nice game on Monday night. I want to be watching until the fourth quarter, not throwing up my hands in the third. You know what I'm saying?
I hate those games.
Hey, I think that's the biggest key to the game, bro. Is if this team is in the game in the fourth quarter, then you should be proud of regardless of the score, regardless of the end result, regardless of if we lose or we win. If they are in this game all the way through the fourth quarter and they're hanging in there with New Orleans, then you should be happy because that's something we could build off of. That's something that might propel us further, even if we take the L. I think maybe a loss against New Orleans, but being close to them might actually propel us even more than coming out with a win, because it's going to tell them, like, we're on the cusp. We're right there. It's going to motivate them to want to reach that. And that might propel us for the rest of the season and take us where we want to go, man. That's the promised land. We want to go playoffs, right? We want to go playoffs, and we want to win a game in the playoffs. We don't just want to show up and be like, thanks for having us. We want to win a game in the playoffs. So this is the kind of game that can help you do that, regardless of the outcome of the score.
Yeah.
Iron sharpens iron, bro.
Yep.
I mean, that's the only way we're going to get better, because if we're out there just playing flag football at the park, I mean, what's that going to do? That's awesome that we can play flag football, but can we actually, make it happen and basically, like you guys said, stay stride for stride with a team that's basically a contender? Like, yeah, we can, and I honestly feel that we can. That's why, you know what, it is what it is, and I'll say it like that because I honestly feel like these kids got that juice in them, bro. Like, they just want to make it happen. And like I said, Monday Night Football, why not show off a little bit extra? I just want to make sure that everyone stays healthy. Nobody get hurt.
That's right. Hey, and I don't know about you, Bobby, but I can't play flag football, man. I'm going to take somebody out. I'm probably going to run over somebody. That's just me. I got to put the shoulder into somebody, bro. I got to feel somebody. I got to let them feel me.
Che with the full body tackle and then ripping the flag out afterwards. Am I doing this right? Like, bro.
Che gonna be putting that man boob all up on people. all up on Chad.
I'm on the sideline like, put him in a body bag, Che. Oh, guys.
Shout out Cobra Kai.
So anyways, give us some feedback. If you guys like this bonus content and you want to hear more of it, let us know. We'll keep coming in here and knocking these out. Quick hitters, a 1 hour show. They said we couldn't do it. Look at us now, Ma. Top of the world. Right. It is now 10:50.
Don't worry, it doesn't mean that the Sunday show is going to get any shorter.
Nope. That's long format, bro. That is long format. We're swinging
like an escape
bats.
Valve. Like, we just loosen up a little bit so that it doesn't become like a 9 hour show.
Yeah.
Shout out, Ru. I know you would have loved that still.
It is 10:56 p.m. in the Crow's Nest. It's time to get the hell out of here. So we will be joining you again from the studio after Monday Night Football. Hopefully the gang could all get in here in a timely manner. It's going to be late. Yeah. You guys are going to be gassed up. You're going to want to talk about it. So send us your phone calls, 408-909-PJFF. I want your immediate post-game reactions to get played on the air on Monday night. And have a good weekend, y'all. Be safe out there. That's it for tonight's show. Tune in every week wherever podcasts are found. Until next week, keep the wind in your sails and the rum in your mug and pillage on, Raider Nation. This has been a production of the Crow's Nest Podcast Network. I'm Kenny Stapler, joined as always by...
your boy, Che.
Bobby Wasabi.
We out here. Peace. Go Raiders.
Like a freight train coming, you're blowing the town. Like a diesel motor, you never shut down. With your pistons pumping, you're mowing them down. It's a sight to see, they all lay their money down. When you're gone, mama, hell, you ain't acting right. When you're gone, mama, I can still see your eyes. When you're gone, mama, this'll be my last goodbye. When you're gone, gone, gone. When the sky is gray and the night sets in, it's your cue to do it all again. Until the next time I hear your name, or write this sign to now my thoughts to remain. When you're gone, mama, I'll be missing you. When you're gone, mama, I can still see your eyes. When you're gone, mama, this'll be my last goodbye. When you're gone, gone, When you're gone, no one can call on you. When you're